whatever you create, it has to align with your values. We want to avoid hype. We want to focus on help, but we don't want to give away the entire game plan. All right. We don't need an entire game plan going to them. They don't want the total answer. We need to be talking to the problem. We need to be finding out the problem. We need to be sharing a couple of tips, always saying, hey, you need to work with me. Like I'm saying to you right now, you're going to work through this. You're going to think about, and then my offer to you is book a focus call, talk to me about it. Let's go through it. Maybe I can help you more. Maybe it'll just be 15 minutes and you will learn something. Okay. So then we're offering something. We're offering tips. I'm offering you tips and I'm offering you help. But at the same time, I want you to connect directly with me. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized Podcast. How the devil are you? Well, I've been a little bit under the weather of late because the weather has been particularly vile, it being July. I mean, it's meant to be horrible if you're in the southern part of the hemisphere. Obviously, if you're a bit north, it's absolutely beautiful. And I envy you so much. So you can hear my voice is the slightly sexy me. And that is purely because I've had some chest infections and I've been unwell. But that's not to say I don't want to be here with you on the podcast. You know, I love my podcast and I love knowing that you guys are out there and that you're connecting with me. And I would love if you emailed me and said, hi, Geraldine at mentoringwithgeraldine.biz, because I'd love to hear from you. And I want to know what you want to know from me. All right. And we're in July. I've been unwell, so my books have been closed. And I've been reducing the number of people I see. And it's July and people are away. So it means I actually have a little bit of space. So if you want a focus call after today's podcast, then quick, get in and book. The link is in the show notes. Because today I want us to talk about seasonal planning, right? It's July and it's cold. Apparently, I saw on one of the social media thingies that like Mount Hotham is snowed in and things like this. So there's a lot going on out there weather-wise. And you, like me, might be with a rug wrapped around your legs, hunkering down at home. And it means that with that hot cup of tea in your hand, you can be thinking about your seasonal offers. You can be planning these. So I wanted to, bounce some ideas around with you so that you can create these seasonal offers. And they work really well in natural therapies. They work really well in physical therapies, seasonal offers, because people are feeling those things. So as we're heading into winter, we want to change our recipes. We want to start cooking, those deep root foods and the stews and things like that. And then when we're in midwinter, we're already cooking them. So it's too late to be giving out those it's a great idea to say, hey, here's my alternative cauliflower soup recipe or whatever it is, and why cauliflower is so good for you or whatever it is. Those sorts of things are great, but we're not looking at anything new. So right now we're in it and we're doing that season. That's what we're promoting with our clients. But it's great to get ready for the next season. And it's great to have when you're going to be going on holiday. I always used to I'd work solidly up to Christmas. I would have to get somebody in to work with me in clinic. There was just so much to do. So I'd have someone taking notes, making herbals for me, booking their follow-up appointments, which sped up my appointments so I could see more people than I could when I'm totally solo. But I'd always be prepped for Christmas, like this, or the summer break, whatever you want to call it. And when you have these long breaks, you need to be prepped for them because we're not going to be earning necessarily any or very much money over our break. And we want people prepped to come and see us on the odd occasion when we are open, perhaps. But it's a really great time to be prepping now when maybe you're stuck inside because of the weather. You could actually be creating that offer for later in the year. When we get to November, I'm going to talk to you about Black Friday events because I, of course, always put my pediatric training on offer for Black Friday. I normally create bonuses. This year, I'm in the midst, well, I was in the midst until I lost my voice with this chest infection, of creating more red flag podcasts, so short educational podcasts that are within the pediatric training about all of the different things that we see children for. So just, these heads up red flag trainings. So that's going to be my bonus for November. So I'm creating it now and I've started now. And, I've lost my voice last week. I've got my voice back this week. Sounds nice and rough, doesn't it? My sexy voice. But it means that as if I do a few more, I'm going to be ready for November. Now, you might not be putting out a Black Friday offer. Chances are you aren't. I wouldn't have been if I was in clinic. What we want to think about is the Christmas and the New Year. What we want to think about is the changing of season, maybe creating that program. Or, springtime's coming up. Do you have a local garden that you work with that you could go and do walks around in springtime? Or you could create, do a herbal course. We need to get these things in action now. We need to go and speak to people now. We need to create dates now for ourselves and for local community centre or whatever. We need to have actioned those dates well ahead. People are booking in these things well ahead. You're not promoting them now. You're just booking in those dates. You're just getting everything aligned. So you know what you're doing, you know what's needed, and you're going out and creating it. So we might do a podcast on that. Or shall I just go on about it a bit more now? And let's just go on about it a bit more now. So you want to go and do something at your local community centre, right? So what you do is you go into the community centre and you meet the people who are there and you say who you are, what you do, and how you'd like to create an educational program that would work with their people that go to that community centre. So you need to know from them who are their people and what do their people want to learn. So the community centre that I did talks at and that I went to had a very small library in it. It had a children's play area in it. It had the Child Youth Health Centre was on the same grounds. There was a hall for hire. What else was there? There were all sorts of things within the centre and the groups of people, and there was an art gallery there. So it tended to be mothers with children who were there and the older generation who were there. So what do they want? What can I teach to those groups of people that I can promote in there, that I can use their space? It was $25 for me to rent a room if I wanted to rent a room. And they would email all of the people and I could charge what I wanted and I had to pay $25 per hour for the room. So it was well worth doing. And I did that a few times. I would make money at the time. My herbal ones, I got a few clients off them, but really it was just so people knew me. I was like, I heard about you were there. I heard or I saw the information that you were speaking there and now I'm seeing you. They didn't meet me at those talks. They just knew, through word of mouth that that's what I did. Other people had met me there and they told them. But what is it that area needs? And is it within what you want to do? If your people, single women with hormonal issues, then the local community centre is not the place for you because those people don't go there. So when we think of our seasonal offer, we have to think either a new group of people because we're going to find those people somewhere. We're going to the community centre. We're going to the libraries. Who goes to the library? Who are their people? Can you organise something? Their libraries will often have speakers in. So that's finding a new group of people, but are they your people? Can you segue it so they are your people? If you have clients already, then you need to choose something that your clients already want rather than inventing something new or reinventing the wheel kind of thing. So what is it? Who are your clients? What do they need? What can you offer them? Can you offer them a program? You're on holiday, so they're probably on holiday. So what about a holiday program, something that will help them get through the holidays? Okay. Whatever you create, it has to align with your values We want to avoid hype. We want to focus on help, but we don't want to give away the entire game plan. All right. We don't need an entire game plan going to them. They don't want the total answer. We need to be talking to the problem. We need to be finding out the problem. We need to be sharing a couple of tips, always saying, hey, you need to work with me. Like I'm saying to you right now, you're going to work through this. You're going to think about, and then my offer to you is book a focus call, talk to me about it. Let's go through it. Maybe I can help you more. Maybe it'll just be 15 minutes and you will learn something. Okay. So then we're offering something. We're offering tips. I'm offering you tips and I'm offering you help. But at the same time, I want you to connect directly with me. So can you see what's happening? I'm offering, but I'm also saying, come see me. Out of the thousands of people who listen to the podcast, maybe half a dozen, maybe only one person takes me up on the offer. It's still one person. It's still one more than I had before. Okay. So, and that one person might be you. You might go, yeah, actually, you know what? I've never had a focus call with her before, or I haven't had a focus call with her in years. It'd be great to reconnect with Geraldine I'm listening to all the time. Or I don't know, shall I have a focus call? Is that right for me? I'll send her an email and check because I know she'll email back because the Geraldine at mentoringwithgeraldine.biz, which is in the show notes as well, doesn't have a spam folder. It doesn't have a promotions folder and it doesn't have a socials folder. So it's going to go into the main inbox. Okay. So she's going to see it. So we need to keep it aligned. We need to avoid the hype. We need to focus on help, on how we can align with them and what we can do, sticking with our people. So what have we got? So some words, it depends who you are and what you do, like detox. If you're very much a more scientific naturopath, then you probably don't want to be using the word detox because the line is, oh, your body detoxes itself anyway. The fact is we know the body detoxes itself anyway. Thank you very much, smarty pants. And the point is we're supporting those detoxification processes. We're supporting the organs of elimination. We're supporting our largest excretory organ, the skin, or, the bowels, all of those things. Okay. So do you want, is it a cleanse? Is it a detox? What words are you going to use? What about a reset? There's lots of resets out there. You can reset all sorts of things. Maybe that's a little bit overused. Not really sure, but I see a lot of things saying they're a reset, and that just makes me roll my eyes. So how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the name of something? Because do you want to use that name? Or is it that we all talked about detoxes, we stopped talking about detoxes, the word detox is back again, reset is really in, I'm getting really bored with that word. What about energy? Immune, yes. We're in the middle of winter. You could be doing this right now. What about your immunity? You're having more colds than you should have. Let me help you out with a short appointment or whatever it might be. So think about what's needed by your people, what your people need support with, because they're the ones who are seeing you. They're the ones who are seeing your advertising, or your posts or whatever you want to call it. So they're the ones you're talking to. There's no point saying, doing something for babies and young children when you normally see single women or you normally see the elderly. Although in saying that, the elderly generally are grandparents, and so they might actually get their children or grandchildren to come to you. It depends on them and their relationship. What's best avoided? So we want to do these things. We want to be able to have these offers, these promotions, these encouragements for people to come and see us. We want to be able to create this offer or this program. But what we want to avoid, so we don't overwhelm ourselves, so that we don't mess it up, is a last minute launch. We don't want complex funnels, and we don't want to chase, as I just said, those trends, those word trends. We've got to be careful that, yes, we're within what people want to hear and their level of understanding, but we don't want to chase a trend for something. Because by the time we get it out, it might already have lost its trendiness, or you might just be lost in a babble of voices, and we don't want that either. A complex funnel, just realized I've said that, and you might not know what a funnel is. A funnel is how you get people in, where they come from, and what you do with them, and the resultant end product. So they see you on Instagram, they DM you, you have AI set up to reply to them immediately. I haven't got around to that yet. So don't expect it. Actually, don't expect a reply from a DM. I'm terrible at DMs. I'm a PM girl. They message you, they reply to something on Instagram, then you are in the DMs, AI replies to them, you've got their email, the email goes into your email server because you've got it set up to go across. They automatically get an email. See, I'm making it sound really complicated, aren't I? Right? So whereas lots of these things, they could actually just be taken straight to your booking portal and they could book straight in. We have to make it easy for them. We don't want to have it all complex and difficult because also that will stop us creating it. It means we give up. Oh, this is all too hard. I don't want to do it. Nobody's going to do it. You're right. Nobody is going to do it. If it gets too hard, nobody's going to do it. People need to be able to do things immediately. Okay. So, and then we've got to be able to monitor how it goes. And we need to be able to shape and then refine that offer because we can reuse everything. Trust me, no one's spinning through your Instagram to look at what you did a year ago. They're not, getting onto your page. Yeah, they might spin through a bit, but they're not going to go back 12 months worth. I mean, I post up every single day. Cruising back 12 months in my Instagram is a long way. So no one's going to do that. And even if they do, great, fabulous, highly doubtful. They'll do a couple of pages worth and give up generally. Think about how much you scroll back on somebody's page, not very far, right? So last year, what did you do last year? Have you got everything sitting in Canva and you can just tweak it for this year? Can you change it? Didn't really work last year. You need to update it. You need to change the wording. What is it you need to do if you've already done or created a seasonal offer? All right, that doesn't feel pushy. Because if it feels pushy, you won't do it. You'll feel uncomfortable with it and you won't be able to sell it. It has to be aligned with you. It has to feel true to you. It has to align with your values, with who you are and how you work. So, podcasts for me works really well. I'm a talker. Well, I lost my voice last week, so I wasn't much of a talker last week. But things we do have to align with us. And podcasting for me has really worked well. I love it and pretty sure you're all out there listening. Oh, the usual things, subscribe, leave a positive review, please, 5 stars preferably, but email me. I'm here to help. That's why I'm here and that's why I do what I do. I'm here for you so that you can create the business that you want. And I'd love to work with you. So whether it be for free in a focus call or whether it be in my one-to-one mentoring, if you need help, I've got VAs who can help you. I can help you. I can send you in the right direction for things. You just need to connect and we can do it. So let's make this seasonal offer. Sit yourself down. It might be cold and wet outside. The last thing you can think about is summer, but you can think about spring. And you could probably be thinking about your New Year's offer to help people for New Year's resolutions or whatever it is they may have. We're creating those things now for later in the year. So they're done and dusted. So it's just a case of click, they're up and ready to go. So I look forward to seeing, I do go to Instagram. I just forget to go and check my DMs. And I love spinning through and seeing people's offers and what they're doing and what they're saying. So put them up. Let me see them. Let others see them as well. So I'm going to leave it there because you've got lots of work to do now with your seasonal offer. But connect with me. I'd love to connect with you. So have a good one and I'll catch up with you soon. See ya. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.